This is the Precalculus Spring 2015 ACP Study Guide, Problem 11. And this is a problem that involves using uh, property of conics, specifically a parabola, to find distances and measurements. And so we have this problem. A parabolic aqueduct arch measures 40 feet at its base, or 40 feet wide, we have the drawing, and 30 feet in height. What is the height of the arch 10 feet from the center of its base? So in other words, if we go from the center here and go to the right 10 feet, what is this height going to be labeled here at the right? And so this is similar in some respects to that last set we were doing in problem 9, in that it would help us to orient our parabola to be able to analyze it properly. And for that, I go ahead and draw an x-axis horizontally and a y-axis vertically. So there's our y-axis, y. And to find the equation of a parabola, how many points do we need? Well, we do need 3 points. And I'm going to put these points, one on the far left of the arch, one on the far right of the arch, and one here at the very top, the maximum of the arch. So with these 3 points, we're going to use our calculator to find an equation, and use that equation to find the height here 10 feet from the center. Okay, what are the coordinates of the 3 points? Well, we have 40 feet across, and so our point on the right is going to be the point 20, comma, 0. The point on the far left of the arch is going to be negative 20, comma, 0. And the one at the top is going to be 0, comma, 30. And so we're going to insert these points in a table using the calculator, and we go to our TI Inspire CX calculator, and we get a list and spreadsheets. Add list and spreadsheets to new document, press enter. We're going to put an X up here, X, and I'm going to put a Y adjacent to it, to the right. And so our first point we have on the left of the is, it was negative 20, wasn't it? And then in the center we have an X value of 0, and on the right we have an X value of 20. Okay, so those are X coordinates. For Y coordinates, X equals 20, Y equals 0. X equals 0, Y equals 30 feet. That's the 30 feet high of the arch. And for X equals 20, Y equals 0. So these are the 3 points. I'm going to go back to the problem just to make sure we haven't made a mistake. Oh, it looks good. So the next thing we're going to do from our calculator is go to Control I. From Control I, which is add a page, we're going to add data and statistics, which is option 5. In option 5, we see our 3 points randomly distributed, and I'm going to go ahead and press Tab and choose X along the horizontal axis, and then press Tab again and choose Y on the vertical axis. And then we're going to determine the equation, the parabola containing these 3 points, by going to Menu, then 4, which is Analyze, then 6, Regression, and then 4, which is Show Quadratic. And so we have this equation, which is negative 0.075 x squared plus 30 plus 0x. There's no x term. So we can use the equation directly. One thing that's pretty easy to do also is we can go to our menu and go to Analyze Graph Trace, which is option A in this window. Go to A, and we have a cursor that's on the parabola. We can just go with the cursor till we get to x equals 10, and there it is, We're at 9.9, 10.0. Okay, it's a little sensitive here. Press down on it. Okay, it stopped at about 10.00. So we get 22.4 feet. That was a pretty accurate. It's kind of sensitive, so we can choose other points along. But for x equals 10, we're looking at 22.4 feet of height. So let's go back to our problem, and I hope we have the exact answer here. 22.5 is going to be as close as we can get. So that should be pretty easy. I encourage you to work our adjacent even number problem 12 for more experience. There it is, an Arc de Triomphe problem. But good luck. Good luck with that test, and thank you for viewing.